Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Renting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dale?
And I'm your host, Scribe, Lord of Punishment. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good Tuesday and have a good week ahead of you. Before the stream, thank you, Terry Diamantis. It sucks that we have to use dogs instead of slaves these days. Yes, I saw that tweet.
Oh, that fucking
very interesting tweet.
That was so stupid.
Shiwan had noted that in the girl's bio, we'll get to that tweet at Internet Fucketry Time probably, but in the girl's bio it said that she was an equestrian, and I tweeted back, "Fantastic beasts of burden and where to find them," because I'm a funny boy. Anyway, again, hello chat, and hello to my co-hosts. How are you, Satsu?
Stressed out, but I'm good overall. Just stressed.
Stressed, but good. All right. Monkey, how are you?
Beat down, man. About 7:30, man. I just started feeling like there was a huge weight on my body, and I'm waiting for it to lift. So, how you doing, Scribbles?
I depressed for the sake of my co-hosts being all like stressed and sad or stuff, and
I'll be fine. It's just, if I'm a little slow reacting and stuff, that's why I'm pushing through, man. You know what I do what I do.
I know. I just, I generally speaking, I want the people I care about to be safe, healthy, and happy in that order of importance, obviously, but
and we appreciate that.
Yeah, but
But otherwise, how are you?
Otherwise, how am I? I was surprisingly productive today, even though I had a relatively quiet day at work. I got home and got some YouTube stuff done that I hadn't anticipated I would. But hey, there you go. And other than that, nothing too exciting, I guess. I had a little adventure today. I can't give details for obvious reasons, but I was curious. For whatever reason, it occurred to me to look up the name of a fictional character I'd come up with a while back to see if I could find the links to the stories I'd posted online about this character. And the name, which is a very unique name, so I didn't imagine it would be many places, but it appeared on some random person's Facebook page. And I was like, what? And I clicked over to it, and they had copied in whole a piece of fiction of mine from years ago onto their Facebook page with no attribution, and seemingly just passing it off as their own.
Wow.
And I logged into Facebook and I messaged this person. I said, hey, that's my story. I wrote that. Here's the link to the original with my attribution. You want to take that down? It had been there since like March of this year or something. And I checked back about half hour later and it was gone. So at least they paid attention, but I looked at the rest of their Facebook page and it was just filled with stuff which I have to assume was stolen from other places. Because I was just like, I don't know who this person is, I don't know what they're trying to do, but no, you don't get to do that. Thank you, Cryptic. The world champion tongue twister got arrested the other day. I heard they're going to give him a tough sentence. Oh. Anyway, so that was my Facebook adventure elsewise. But hey, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games, hit that like button if you haven't already. And good, 2/3 of you haven't. So I don't know what you're waiting for, but have at it if you would. And please share our stuff. I'm making it a habit of saying this every time, and most especially with the mystery changes coming down the pike from YouTube in the near future. If there is a content creator that you appreciate their work or elsewise, tweet it out, share the videos you like, put them on Facebook, tell your friends, whatever, because attention is not visited upon us through the benevolence of YouTube anymore. It's all down to you guys. For the most part. I mean, unless one of us happens to go viral, which isn't impossible, but there you go. So before we get to the schnuzz, anything else we need to cover?
Nope.
No.
All right. Well, now am I cutting out? I'm being told I'm cutting out. Am I cutting out?
You weren't cutting out to us. Or
Okay,
not to
well,
me, at least.
Evil One, perhaps you are cutting out. I don't know.
Faithless said it too. I heard a little bit. I just assumed it was me.
Okay, well, I don't know. As far as I can tell, my internet is fine, and I've been having a relatively good track record lately. So, if it continues, you guys let me know, and I'll restart, or if I go completely robot or something. But today has been a very eventful day in politics. So let's begin with the condemnation, the official condemnation of Trump's tweets.
Mm-hmm.
The House voted on Tuesday night to condemn racist language from President Donald Trump, capping off a tumultuous couple of hours on Capitol Hill, including a brief time in which House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was barred from speaking in the chamber. The vote was 240 to 187. 4 Republicans and 1 independent, Representative Justin Amash of Michigan, supported it, as well as all Democrats who voted. Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, one of the congresswomen Trump attacked, said Tuesday's vote sent a message to young kids who are, quote, wrestling with the weight of those words now coming from the president, that we hear them, we see them, and we never will allow anybody to tell them that this isn't their country, unquote.
There are absolutely 0 young kids fucking struggling with Trump's tweet right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where she pulled that one out of, but there you go.
Like, what the fuck? Where are these young kids?
And I don't remember him talking about young kids.
Yeah, I'm
in
confused
his tweets.
by that.
I mean, for all the other stupid things he said, I don't remember him saying, like, the children of America need to know they need to get out of this country or something. The resolution denounced the president for racist comments, targeting 4 Democratic congresswomen of color, but tensions surrounding the procedural fight over Pelosi's language halted floor action for a heated debate for more than an hour while her words were deliberated. Pelosi violated House rules with her choice of words condemning Trump's racist language, leading to a dramatic series of events ahead of the vote. In one such moment of frustration, Representative Emanuel Cleaver, a Democrat from Missouri who had been presiding in the chair for much of the fight, blasted Republicans and threw his gavel down, abandoning the chair. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer made the announcement that the House parliamentarian had ruled Pelosi's comments were not in order and should not be used in debate. The breach of decorum led to a vote on whether to strike her words from the record, and a separate vote as to whether the speaker should have her speaking privileges for the day reinstated, privileges that are removed if a lawmaker is found not to be in order. As expected, the Democratic-controlled House voted not to strike Pelosi's comments from the record and to allow Pelosi to speak on the floor of the House again, but the dramatic and unprecedented series of events highlighted the bipartisan anger ignited by Trump's racist language. Or just procedural disputes. I don't know which. Pelosi told reporters she had, quote, absolutely, unquote, no regrets for her language describing the resolution. What did she say?
Right, I'm curious.
Why are you not quoting her? Nowhere near did they quote her, at least not yet. Quote, look, I stand by my statement, Pelosi said off the House floor. I'm proud of the attention has been called to it. Okay, I'm reading it as it's written. I'm proud of the attention has been called to it because what the president said was completely inappropriate against our colleagues, but not just against them, but against so many people in our country. And he said to them, go back where you came from, unquote.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Oh, my God.
Okay, members have to be careful with how they debate this condemnation resolution because they're not allowed to attack the personalities or characters of members, senators, or the president on the House floor. House rules specifically say members can't say that a president has made a bigoted or racist statement. Interesting. The deliberations over whether Pelosi's words should be taken down took more than an hour. The top 3 Republican leaders in the House, as well as Pelosi's staff, came to the floor as they awaited the decision, talking with each other as well as other GOP members who were on the floor during the deliberations. Cleaver later told reporters that he acted out of frustration, arguing that it was an unnecessary escalation by Republicans to challenge what Pelosi had said. Quote, I had been calling balls and strikes all day, and all of a sudden, let's escalate it, Cleaver said. It's one of those moments where you realize that people have come here for the purpose of conflict, being engaged in conflict, as opposed to getting something done.
No
have you
shit.
Have you worked in government long, Mr. Cleaver? I don't know. Okay. Cleaver had harsh words for the president too, saying, quote, I think the whole world is at a standstill because of the president's tweet, only because you guys choose to be. We spend the day waiting on the next tweet, and I think we're doing great damage to this republic, unquote. Well, at least you said republic. Yeah, and then it reviews all the stuff that happened with the tweet and the backlash and thereof. And okay, are we done now? You've officially condemned him. We've had all this drama. Can we move on to whatever the next horrible thing he says is? Because I'm already sick of this.
They're gonna stick to this shit because it's the only thing that's stopping them from fucking massacring each other. So this is gonna be around for quite some time.
With every other thing that this guy has said over the last 2.5, almost 3 years now, this is just the latest in a series of ridiculous things that he has spouted off the cuff. I mean, I understand it doesn't mean that people shouldn't be angered by it. Maybe I'm just jaded. Maybe at this point, I'm just one big piece of like callous, and rhetoric doesn't bother me so much as policy does. And unless or until he institutes or tries to institute some policy to start, quote unquote, sending people back where they came from. I don't know. Thank you, 9BT Rex. From The Independent, Trump's racist tweets do not break our rules and will stay visible to everyone, Twitter says. Well, I believe they made that decision that they will keep posting the president's tweets as a matter of public interest regardless. So,
yeah, but now Twitter's racist too.
I guess so.
The only thing they would do is add a note to it. Did you happen to see Tim Pool's video today?
Mm-mm.
I didn't watch it all. I skipped ahead because, dear God, he makes long videos. But near the end, he points out something really, really interesting. And he goes over to Vox.com, right?
Oh, my God.
Vox.com. Big center of the page article about Trump talking about these women, right? Way down in the corner, there's an article about the asylum changes that Trump's implementing.
Right.
The policy stuff, what you're just talking about, the policy is what matters. Buried. Because we're talking about bullshit.
Right.
Now, in Tim Pool's opinion, Trump did that on purpose to make sure that wasn't talked about.
No, this isn't four-dimensional chess. I think the more I look at it, the more I think you're right that it was. He was watching Tucker, got all impassioned, and decided to lash out.
Yeah, I don't think it's the four-dimensional chess. I do think it's weird though that the press does it to themselves. Yeah. The asylum thing is a far more interesting and impactful story than the president saying what he said. That literally affects nothing, except for those poor children, apparently, that we're watching.
Well, and that's the thing that I was talking about. Like, none of the shit that they advocate for, they do, or any of the things that they champion or hold above other things have any substance. Like, it all ultimately leads to nothing or results in nothing. And those are the things that they champion, and that's why fucking raising awareness and advocacy is so fucking, highly held, when ultimately it just means that you went somewhere and you yelled out really loud, I disagree with this thing, and then you went fucking home. And people are like, you're a fucking hero. And then there are people actually out there doing something about it. They don't give a fuck about the people actually doing shit about it. That person looked really cool when they said they don't like that thing and then went home. That's way more impactful.
Hey, Satsu, your gain is just a touch high, man.
Yeah, well, they keep fucking, every time I switch streams, they keep telling me I'm too low, and then I turn it up, and then I turn it back down, and they're like, you're too low. I'm like, fuck it. It's annoying.
You sound beautiful right now.
All right.
Well, we got other stories. Let's move on to another completely idiotic thing someone in the Trump administration said today. I watched the video and
Oh God.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh.
All right. So this comes from our favorite friend at CNN, Chris Cillizza, and I have a feeling this is one of the rare instances where I'm going to be completely on the same page as Chris. Kellyanne Conway just said something that should stun you. Well, Chris, it certainly did. Kellyanne Conway prides herself on her combativeness with the press. It's a trait that has long endeared her to President Donald Trump and kept her in his ever-shrinking inner circle of advisors. But on Tuesday afternoon, she went too far, even for her. Witness this exchange between Conway and breakfast media White House correspondent Andrew Feinberg regarding Trump's racist tweets over the weekend. All right, so I'm going to read back and forth between Feinberg and Conway. Feinberg, following up on our previous question, if the president was not telling these 4 congresswomen to return to their supposed countries of origin, to which countries was he referring? Conway, what's your ethnicity? Feinberg, why is that relevant? Conway, no, because I'm asking a question. My ancestors are from Ireland and Italy. Feinberg, my own ethnicity is not relevant to the question I'm asking. Conway, no, it is, because you're asking, he said originally from. Feinberg, but you know I'm asking Conway, but you know everything he has said since to have a full conversation. Feinberg, so are you saying that the president was telling the Palestinian inaudible to go back to crosstalk? Conway, the president's already commented on that, and he said a lot about this since that one tweet. He's put out a lot of tweets, and he made himself available to all of you yesterday. Feinberg, no, just to the pool. Conway, he's tired. A lot of us are sick and tired of this country of America coming last. In this country of America coming last to people who swore an oath of office. That's the end of the quotation. Chris continues, what period, the period, actual period, hell period. This is not a conversation that happened on some Trump subreddit. These are the words of the White House senior counselor. This conversation happened on the White House grounds. The year is 2019. This is, in a word, outrageous. What possible relevance does Feinberg's ethnicity have to do with the question he asked? Nothing. That's me talking. That's not Chris talking. When I heard that, I was like, what are you saying? Trump's Sunday tweet suggested that 4 Democratic congresswomen should go back to the countries where they were from. In the case of 3 of them, Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ayanna Pressley, and Rashida Tlaib, that country is the United States. Ilhan Omar of Minnesota was born in Somalia, but is now a naturalized U.S. citizen. The question by Feinberg was designed, presumably, to force Conway to address the fact that the President of the United States had told 4 American citizens to go back home. And Kellyanne Conway is a moron here. I don't know much else about her. I know that she's been a controversial figure. I don't listen to her that often, but the fuck.
Excuse me, moron's a good definition, yeah.
Yeah. There's not much more to the story. It's just that she was brain dead, and I don't understand it. Any thoughts, Satsu? This is where I lose my voice.
Yeah, that was a nonsensical conversation. Like, what the fuck was she trying, or that person trying to say there? I have no idea where they were getting at with that.
Yeah, and even if I tried to be generous and say that was a very inartful way of trying to say X, I cannot solve for X in this equation.
Well, the only thing it sounded like the person might have been saying is the fact that everybody has original origins. Like if you look back in your ancestry, everybody originally came from somewhere. But I'm like, that just confirms that it's racist.
It's got nothing to do with nothing. It just
that kind of confirms the theory that it's racist, because you have to make the assumption that their origin resides somewhere that is not here.
Right. So if by analogy then, or by comparison, If I complained about America, then I should really go back to Scotland and fix things there first. Even though I've never been to Scotland, but my ancestors are from Scotland.
Yeah, and even if you want to be in the it's not racist party, let's just say, okay, it's not explicitly racist. It's still completely idiotic.
Yes.
Like, it's just so fucking dumb to say. Like, it doesn't make any sense to say it.
Yeah, so that happened in context of everything else. Thank you. The next 6 minutes. This cup of coffee on me. Bro hugs for Lords of the Night. Smiley face. I appreciate it. I don't drink coffee, but it'll go towards cocoa. Cocoa I do drink way too much of. That's my usual breakfast, is the Starbucks hot chocolate. All right. Any other thoughts, Monkey?
No. I saw that, and that's actually what made me say, you know what, fuck Twitter for today, and I left for many, many hours.
Yeah. Well, we have breaking news, or relatively breaking news. And if this is true, it just makes a bad story even worse. Attorney claims Jeffrey Epstein had improper sexual contact with one woman while he was serving time.
Wow.
Was it perhaps during one of those 12-hour stints that he was out of prison half the day or whatever?
He was allowed out 6 days a week to work, and the number of hours he could work was kind of up in the air.
At least one young woman has accused Jeffrey Epstein of improper sexual contact while he was serving a 13-month jail sentence for state charges in 2008 and 2009, according to a lawyer who represents dozens of Epstein accusers. Bradley Edwards, the lawyer, also alleged during a press conference Tuesday in New York that Epstein had inappropriate contact with some women as recently as 2011. Edwards was responding to claims made Monday by Epstein's lawyers that Epstein had maintained a, quote, spotless 14-year record, unquote, with, quote, meticulous obedience, unquote, to the law since he pleaded guilty to state prostitution-related charges in 2008 and was released from jail. Last week, federal prosecutors in New York charged Epstein with sex trafficking of minors and sex trafficking conspiracy. He has pleaded not guilty.
Can I just point out, most of us don't have to say that we follow the law meticulously because we just do.
Yeah. It's like one of those things. It's like, I'm against racism. Very stunning and brave of you.
Yes.
You know what? For the last 12 years, I've followed the law obediently. What happened 13 years ago? Serial killing.
Love you. Nice, sweetie.
Oh, bye, Lady Monkey.
Yeah, it's just retarded. I mean,
I mean, bye, Goofy.
When you have to say that, you just know he did some bad shit.
Right. It's like, what happened? So 14-year record, spotless 14-year record. So 15 years ago, 16 years ago. What? Edwards alleged that Epstein continued to deceive women into meeting with him and then engaging in unwanted sexual contact during that time. As part of his state sentence, Epstein was allowed to work for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week at an office. It was during one of those times when he was at the office that the alleged sexual contact occurred, Edwards said. Surprise, surprise. Quote, the information that we've received from victims, including at least one who personally visited him, was that it was not for some business arrangement, and it was for, if you're in jail, improper sexual contact, said Edwards. It was for if you're in jail. Not quite sure what that means.
Well, if you're in jail, that's what it's called.
Oh.
You're not allowed, like, sexual contact while you're...
I suppose that's also true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so there's that. Color me not surprised at all. And lastly, another one from our favorite friend at Chris. Our favorite friend at Chris. Our favorite friend at CNN, Chris Eliza. Now, you might recall not too long ago, and I'm sure we talked about it on the show, all the high percentage praise our friend Chris had for Beto O'Rourke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today, Chris wants us to know that the Beto boom goes bust bigly.
Mm.
It's been a very bad week for Beto O'Rourke, and it's only Tuesday. On Monday night, O'Rourke announced that he had raised just $3.6 million between April 1st and June 30th, a massive decline from the $9.4 million the former Texas congressman and 2018 Senate nominee raised in just 18 days as a 2020 candidate in the first quarter of this year. And the bad news didn't end there. He also spent more money than he took in over the past 3 months. O'Rourke had a burn rate of 146%, according to calculations from NBC News. Where the fuck was that money going? It's just, okay. Quote, we have the resources we need to be in this for the long haul, but if we don't raise more this quarter, we'll have no choice but to make some adjustments, O'Rourke campaign manager Jen O'Malley Dillon acknowledged in an email to supporters on Monday night. And the bad news wasn't done. A New Hampshire poll from St. Anselm College showed O'Rourke at 0% in the Granite State.
Nice.
A CNN survey released Tuesday showed O'Rourke at 2% in the state. Well, he's either 2% or 0%, somewhere in there. That slide is consistent with O'Rourke's broader struggles in national polling over the last few months. The Real Clear Politics national polling average puts O'Rourke at 2.6%. If he does, let's see how he has to poll. Is it still 1% for the next? Yeah, so debate. Yeah, no, it's the same requirements for the next set of. It's the September debates where you have to have like 3% average nationwide. I think it is.
I thought that was the second one.
Okay, well, somebody have to check. I had heard that the debates coming up at the end of this month have the same prerequisites as the first set of debates. That is, either you poll at 1% on average in 3 different polls, something like that, and then you have to have 65,000, or you have to have 65,000 individual donors from 20 different states or something like that. If those are not the prerequisites for this month's debates, by all means, correct me now or at chat time, but something like that. Pyrus Creed says second is 1%. You need both. Says okay. Raymond Lewis says second is 1%. Pyrus Creed says you need both. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay. So yeah, the last one it was either 1% in 3 polls or 65,000 donors. In this one, you have to have achieved both. Okay. So he's still good for he's still good for both. He'll still show up at the debate probably, but he might not make it to September at this rate. So, but anyway, that's all the stories I had pulled up, such as they were. Do you guys have anything?
Nope. Like I said, I after I saw Kellyanne, I got the hell off the internet and went and played video games.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well then, guys, we're going to move on to MSS News. If you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but I'll do my best so long as my my voice holds out, because apparently it's a little off today. Let's see. Let me get the filter off so I can see what all the news stories are. All right. This one comes from Frosted Glass. From The Guardian. Why automation is a feminist issue.
Next.
Okay, this is from Zoe Williams at The Guardian. I will give you about 3 paragraphs, Zoe, to catch my brain. According to a new study from the Institute for Public Policy Research, nearly 10% of women work in jobs with a high potential for automation, compared with only 4% of men. Wait, what? Really? Okay. I'm curious to know what jobs those are. So what I hear you say, substitute robots for austerity, the demise of unionization, public sector pay freezes, modern life, pick any of these and women will always come off the worst. Except maybe this time the pointy heads are onto something. Perhaps better understanding what the risks are will give us all some agency and even allow us to change the future. I have no idea what any of that was supposed to mean. As Carrie Roberts, the author of the IPPR report, tells me, quote, we don't even talk about risks in this area. because there are so many different factors. The primary argument that we make is that this could go in different directions. Technology is not destiny. Okay. While women dominate retail and administration, two areas that seem the ripest for automation, quote, in sectors that are low paid, you typically don't get early adoption of tech because women are cheap to employ in the first place, unquote.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Cheap
boy.
hoes.
That doesn't, of course, mean that AI won't catch up with those jobs eventually. Being too low paid for a robot to even bother taking your job isn't, after all, the best bargaining position to be in. Yeah, technology marches on, women most horribly affected, I guess.
Being too low paid to be replaced by technology.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. I got to check the old phone here. Okay.
You know what kills me about that monkey?
What's that?
The fact that that level that they're talking about, the kind of retail and just that general area, is where equal pay is the most prevalent, because they usually go by whatever the local pay is or minimum wage. And everybody, unless obviously you have tenure or something like that, is generally making around the same money, because they have like a standard set. So if you got like 5 people at Rite Aid and they all start at the same time, they're all making the same amount because they're all making whatever the base rate is. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Corey Suzuki. And now we know why Sarah Connor fights Skynet. Oh!
So it just seems weird that that's something that they would focus on or even speak about the wage gap against, because most of the time when you hear about the wage gap, they're talking about salary positions, because they always bring up, being able to discuss how much you make and not being able to ask about past salaries. Like, you hear that stuff a lot, but you rarely hear them bring up, like very low, McDonald's, that type of stuff, positions, because those are generally equal across the board. Everybody gets paid shit. So I don't know. It just seemed odd that they would try to push the pay gap narrative where everybody's making the same amount of money almost universally. But whatevs.
All right. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Oh, this already makes me all feel yucky. Florida man catches wife cheating, cuts off lover's penis with scissors.
Damn.
Bell, Florida. A man was arrested on Sunday after breaking into his wife's lover's home and cutting off his penis with a pair of scissors, according to the Gilchrist County Sheriff's Office. A deputy responded to the call Sunday after the victim called for help. The man told investigators his neighbor, Alex Bonilla, 49, broke into his home with a gun and threatened to kill him. 2 children were inside the home when Bonilla showed up, according to the report. The victim said Bonilla tied him up and used a pair of scissors to cut off his penis. According to the arrest report, after Bonilla cut off the victim's penis, he left the home with the penis. Deputies said Bonilla caught the victim and his wife having sex a couple of weeks before the incident. Bonilla is now facing several felony charges, including aggravated assault, I'd almost say something more horrible than that, armed battery, and false imprisonment. The victim was transported to a local hospital and is expected to be okay. He is recovering from his injuries.
How?
Judge set Bonilla's bond at $1.25 million. Did they recover the penis?
Yeah, that's kind of important.
That is, yeah. Okay. Let's see. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Oh, I'm sure this is going to make a lot of people happy somewhere. Israel renames Golan Heights settlement after Donald Trump.
Yeah.
A tiny Golan Heights community surrounded by high grass and landmines gets a new name in a bid to attract more residents. It's called Trump Heights.
Trites?
The 30-year-old settlement in the Israeli-controlled Golan Heights is currently known as Berukim. I think I might be saying that correctly, or not. And has a population of, can you guess how many people live there?
10.
Satsu?
30.
Monkey is absolutely right. 10 people, mostly elderly immigrants from the former Soviet Union.
Nice.
So wait, so Trump Heights houses Jewish Russians.
Yes.
That's going to be confusing to a whole lot of people. Thank you, Diesel Dave. How small was his rooster? It's a lot smaller now, conceivably. Ugh.
Speaking of people who are getting attention for being named after stuff, do you see people are unfollowing and distancing themselves from The Rock?
No.
Let's. Is there a story for that?
There is a story. I just
All
don't
right.
have it available.
Okay, if you find it, tweet it. Otherwise, we'll talk at fucketry time. This one comes from Jack the Motherfucking Cockring. I hadn't seen this one. Okay. Actor Chris Pratt criticized for wearing white supremacist t-shirt.
Yeah.
But it's not even close. Okay. Actor Chris Pratt took heat online from far-left critics outrageously claiming a pro-American t-shirt he was photographed in was associated with white supremacists. The t-shirt in question has an image of a coiled snake overlapping an American flag with text under it reading, "Don't tread on me." The shirt is basically a version of the Revolution-era Gadsden flag, which was recently repopularized by small government conservatives of the Tea Party. Plainly put, there is no racial connection. Vulture writer Hunter Harris posted the photo of Pratt in the shirt on Monday. Yahoo picked up the story, quote unquote, the next day, claiming the t-shirt featured a controversial symbol and showcasing online far-left critics.
A controversial symbol. The American flag?
Well, the snake on it with "Don't tread on me."
Oh.
Because, yeah. Here are some of the hot takes. One Twitter user complained, quote, "Andy Dwyer's character would never wear a shirt emblazoned with a white supremacist dog whistle. Chris Pratt is unequivocally the worst Chris." Someone else said, "I like him, but all these small things about his politics makes me wonder when he'll say something transphobic, tank his career, and do the full heel turn into a Fox commentator."
Oh, wow. A shirt.
Someone else said, "Ellen Page called him out, and some of y'all didn't listen. Now look at his shirt."
Look at his shirt, y'all. He said, "Don't tread on me."
It's pro-America is racist.
Yes, these people claiming not to be anti-American are sure doing a really bad job at proving that they're not anti-American.
All right, this one comes from Stunlock Joe. Stunlock Joe. Man caught with $34,000 worth of cocaine under his wig. And if you look at the picture, if this is legitimate, I'm going to put the link in the chat for people. I'm amazed he got 10 feet into an airport or wherever he is with that setup. He had hell to pay. A Colombian man had a very bad hair day when Spanish police at Barcelona's international airport discovered a half kilogram of cocaine under his wig. The considerably nervous man, who arrived on a flight from Bogota at the end of June, attracted officers' attention because his hairpiece was of, quote, disproportionate size, authorities said Tuesday. In what police have dubbed Operation Toupee, the officers found a, quote, perfectly sealed package taped to his head containing about $34,000 worth of cocaine. Quote, there is no limit to the inventiveness of drug traffickers trying to mock controls, police said in a statement, which included a photo of the middle-aged man who was still wearing the bulging wig. How did nobody, I mean, if he was sitting on a plane looking like that, he looks like, I don't even know. Like, maybe he has a giant growth on his head. Obviously, it's made of cocaine. Anyway. Oh, boy. He kind of looks like Mo a little bit. But that hairstyle and the way, I mean, I can't see his full face, but I'm like, my first thought was, is Curly and Curly Joe somewhere else? And is Larry, like, was Larry his handler on this mission? Anyway. And then Top Ramen Lewis sends several pictures of furries for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm not going to thank you, Top Ramen. I don't need to look at furries. Let's see. We talked about the Nancy Pelosi thing. Let's see. Okay. This one comes from New Fate 26. Oh, good news. I don't think I heard this story, but it's good news regardless. 2-year-old girl who disappeared from Michigan campsite found alive.
Nice.
On Tuesday, 2-year-old Gabriella Rosalind Vitale, who went missing in Comins Township, Michigan on Monday, was found alive. For more than 24 hours, law enforcement searched for the toddler. Quote, she's safe, she's been reunited with her mother, and she's going to a hospital for a checkup. She was alive, well, and alert. The Vitale family went camping late last week, according to a release from the Oscoda County Sheriff's Office. As they were packing up Monday morning, the family lost track of their daughter. Okay. On Monday night, Michigan State Police's mobile command center became the, quote, incident command post, they said in a tweet. Resources to support police efforts to look for the child poured in through Monday night and Tuesday morning. Ted West, dispatcher for Oscoda County Sheriff's Office, told USA Today there were multiple counties, quote, out there looking. While the search was limited to law enforcement and search and rescue groups, concerned citizens submitted their names and contact information to Oscoda County Sheriff's Office to volunteer for the search. Do they say where they found her? No. Okay, well, I'm glad they found her. I'm curious how far she got away and how she could have just sort of wandered off and nobody noticed. But okay. So, well, there you go, I guess. I'm glad she's fine. Thank you, Diesel Dave. They should have used a hipster and made it look like a man bun. You know, I'm reminded of that scene in Goodfellas where, no, sorry, not Goodfellas, Casino, where Joe Pesci's character, he has his wife smuggle diamonds into Vegas by hiding them in the bun in her hair because she's got a little beehive.
Oh, yeah.
That would make more sense. That'd make more sense if you had a woman with a lot of hair and you built the hair around the cocaine package. I'm not saying you'd have a better shot, but it'd be a hell of a lot less suspicious looking than old blockhead there. So, let's see, what else do we have? Excuse me. I'm hoping I'm not losing my voice. This one comes from Peter Stewart. Canada's in trouble. Alberta declares province-wide syphilis outbreak.
Canada got the SIF.
Alberta is declaring a provincial outbreak following a continued rapid rise of syphilis cases across the province. Quote, sexually transmitted infections are a risk to anyone who is sexually active, particularly people who have new sex partners and are not using protection, said Dr. Dina Hinshaw, Alberta's chief medical officer of health. Hinshaw said testing and treatment are freely available to Albertans. Quote, I encourage anyone who is sexually active to get tested regularly, she said. Alberta Health Services says cases of infectious syphilis have reached a rate unseen in the province since 1948, with the number of cases growing tenfold over a 4-year period from 161 cases in 2014 to 1,536 in 2018.
Y'all got some dirty genitals, man. Clean that shit up.
Yeah, use condoms. Syphilis is not good. Do they? I don't know much about syphilis. Is there a cure for syphilis? Or
I'm honestly not sure.
Infection to get tested if they have. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure someone in the chat will know. But yeah, so if you're going to Alberta, wrap it up. Pyrus Crete says penicillin. Oh, is that all it takes? I honestly don't know. I don't know much about sexually transmitted diseases, thankfully. Okay, I would read this one, but I can't because it's one of the Washington Post. The purveyor of perversion says, Shio Gorath. I saw this earlier today, though. The culture that put men on the moon was intense, fun, family unfriendly, and mostly white and male. And I responded to that by saying, going to the moon was racist and sexist. Got it. I guess. I don't know what the story says because, like I say, Washington Post, but I can only assume from the headline. I think I have the gist. As we celebrate, I mean, by the way, today is the 50th anniversary of the launch of Apollo 11 to the moon. And obviously, because we cannot have nice things anymore, anything that could be marked as an achievement for science or especially America has to be framed within a sexist and or racist notion, because obviously everything that fueled that rocket was based on evil things.
You got it, Scribe.
I think I understand now.
You learned it.
Tarkata sends spoilers for the Birds of Prey movie. Well, I'm not going to read those. Birds of Prey is a DC thing. It's you get Black Canary, the Huntress, and Batgirl, and they form sort of a team, sort of a mini Avengers, except they're called the Birds of Prey.
Ah, okay.
And they're making a movie of those characters, apparently. And I'm not going to read the article because I don't spoil stuff, even though I probably won't see it because I don't watch most DC things. Although I did willfully spoil for myself today the closing and credit sequences from the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. Somebody had posted some footage they filmed in the theater, and I watched it. I won't give anything away. The first one was kind of funny, in a way. And the second one was, sort of spin-off bait. That's all I'll say. I don't say much else. What else do we have here? Okay, this one comes from Emperor W.R. Costin. If it'll come up here. Is this new? I guess it is. Polarizing free speech activist Lindsay Shepherd banned from Twitter. Free speech advocate Lindsay Shepherd has again been suspended from Twitter, but this time it's permanent. Monday's banning of the Wilford Laurier University grad student came after a heated exchange where Shepherd says Jessica Yaniv, a transgender woman with whom she's had previous arguments with, began hurling insults towards her and her infant son and making remarks about Shepherd's genitalia. So this is a tweet from Jessica Yaniv. I heard real Donald Trump is building a wall inside of your uterus, aka your reproductive abnormality. Hopefully the walk works as intended. Okay, Yaniv mocked Shepherd's septate uterus, a reproductive condition which can lead to complications during pregnancy. And she replied. Then Shepherd replied to that, "Quote: At least I have a uterus, you fat ugly man. Of course he thinks reproductive issues are something to be mocked." By Monday, Shepherd's Twitter account was suspended and an appeal to reconsider was quickly denied. Quote, I just find it really interesting that this person is allowed to make comments about my vagina on social media, and I'm supposed to be cool with that, Shepherd told the Toronto Sun. Am I not supposed to stand up for myself? While Twitter wouldn't say what tweets got her banned, Shepherd believes it was her misgendering of Yaniv. Shepherd became the center of a free speech firestorm when, as a teaching assistant, she was disciplined for showing her students clips of a TiVo interview with Dr. Jordan Peterson as part of a classroom discussion of adding gender identity to the Canadian Human Rights Act. Twitter is in the wrong here.
Absolutely in the wrong. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. You're making fun of a woman's medical condition, and okay. Neither one should be banned. Neither one should be suspended. But somebody's a bigger jerk than the other one, I'll just say.
Twitter accurately enforces their policies, and They stand strongly by their.
Signal Boost gives us a quote from Ayanna Presley. This was apparently this happened at Representative Ayanna Presley.
Oh, part of the squad.
Part of the squad. So apparently this is a quote and a video clip accompanying it from Netroots Nation. I'm reading the quote. I can't listen to the video or play it, but I'm going to assume it is accurate. If it isn't accurate, by all means, correct me. Quote, "We don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't need Muslims that don't want to be a Muslim voice. We don't need queers that don't want to be a queer voice," unquote.
Yep.
This strikes me somewhat as no true Scotsman kind of thing.
I gave a translation to that for everybody who had a hard time understanding what she meant.
Okay.
She said, and this is my translation: "The color of your skin, your orientation, and your religious beliefs are the only thing about you that matter. And if you won't accept that these are the only things about you that matter, then we don't need you."
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we're back down to yesterday's stories. Oh my God. Did I read one from... Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Okay, we'll do this last one here because this is from somebody I hadn't read a story from already. And okay, let's see. We did that. Oh, wait. I see what happened. Somebody posted this yesterday after I'd already scrolled down. So it is a post from yesterday, but it's one I didn't read. So this one comes from Gorkon. So actually, I did get all the way through news. Not a typo. Democrat poll shows what voters think of Omar Ocasio-Cortez. Or maybe we did read something about this. I'm fuzzing now. A new internal Democratic poll in swing districts released on Sunday showed that Socialist Representatives Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar are extremely unpopular and that they may cost the Democratic Party the presidency and House in 2020. Well, that's a bit of a prediction, but either way. I think we did talk about this yesterday, didn't we?
I thought we had talked about it in Cortez's district. I didn't know about Omar's.
Let's see. Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, another member of the squad, was recognized by 53% of voters. 9% had a favorable view. So 9% of the 53% of voters had a favorable view of her.
Yeah.
Okay. Socialism was viewed favorably by 18% of the voters and unfavorably by 69%. Okay. Well, there you go. And thank you, the Captain's Dogs. Blazing Saddles, but ye don't want the Irish. Oh, the Irish. I'm part Irish, too. I'm Scottish, Irish. I'm a little bit Belgian, I guess, on my dad's side. But mostly Wisconsin. Yeah, well, guys, thank you so much for all the stories. Appreciate it. Oh, glad we got through so many. But now it's YouTube time. Oh, sorry. Sarah Plier says, quitting my job tonight. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Don't know why, but hope you get a better one if that's what you're hoping for. That's never a fun thing to do. Well, I guess maybe quitting a job is a fun thing to do if you can tell somebody off. Although, you know, it's better in the realm of things if you can get laid off and then you can at least collect unemployment.
I shouldn't tell them off anyway. Don't burn bridges, people. Don't burn bridges.
That's true too. Yeah, like my sister, she got this out of the blue job offer a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing timing because it came up just at a time where her 5-year review was coming up at her current job. Mm-hmm. And so she was able to walk in there and just say, hey, because she didn't look for this job. She was just offered it by another company. And she says, hey, they offered me this other job. And her current employer topped their offer, nice. Which was amazing given the disparity between what the pay was going to be. And she called me up and she's like all happy and everything. And I'm so proud of her. And I told her, I said, hey, write the person who offered you the job an email and thank them for considering you.
Yep.
I mean, because you never know. You never know when having someone who's not mad at you and that you didn't just blow off at another business that's in your same industry, it might not be handy to at least be on friendly terms with that person. And yeah, so remember that, guys. Unless you have absolutely no qualms and nothing that you're ever going to do with something again, don't burn bridges if you don't have to. Anyway, that's just life advice for a second. YouTube time. I'll go first because I'm brief. I found a new video that will become probably the next edition, let's say, of Expatriate Games. Deals with immigration. I have a script draft done and the video, the original material set up for its sections. I just need to sleep on it, revise the script tomorrow, do the audio, assemble. Hopefully I'll have something out by the end of the week. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. So other than that, nothing else. I don't have a Familiar with the Matter scheduled yet. I got a couple people I need to think about talking to about that. But yeah, that's what I've got going. Satsu?
Well, I uploaded a video on my Fam 2 Cents channel. Me and Squishy eating kimchi flavored ramen, which was pretty good. It's a funny video of us being stupid as usual. And I did a stream earlier that started on YouTube and DLive and then just shifted over to DLive, trying to experiment to see if there's any possible way for me to get, like, to be able to stream Final Fantasy on my computer. I told everybody my specs. About 2 or 3 PC experts showed up and tried to help me out. And just like I warned Monkey and warned anybody else who tries to help me out with issues, especially PC related, they were completely stumped and said, I do not understand how this is even possible. And they gave up because, once again, the issues that I have are supernatural and cannot be explained or solved with logic. So they just was like, fuck it. Like, I've never seen or heard anything like this. All of your specs are better. Like, the one person was like, yeah, your computer's better than mine in almost every way. And I can stream this, but you can't for some reason. And the problems that you're explaining are just unreal. Like, I can't even fathom how this is even happening. And I'm like, there you go. This is my life. So it's impossible. So I'll give up. I'm not going to try to stream this ever again until I get a new computer. But you know, it is what it is. But I can stream everything else, so it's fine. I just can't stream this game. But that's what I've been up to. Found out some new stuff about OBS also in the process, so that was cool.
All right. Monkey.
Let's see. I did a monkey in the morning, and then I went to sleep for a while, and then I went online. And I was like, oh, I don't even want to deal with this shit today. I'm gonna play video games. So I did a sim stream, and that was a lot of fun. We ended. If all the women have the babies they're supposed to, he will have 21 children in that town.
Jesus, he's starting his own race of people.
He's a whore. He's a man whore. But he was born that way, so it's not his fault. That's all.
All right. So Fuckatry. I will go first because this deals with the title of the stream as I've constructed it. I had a very, very odd conversation on Twitter today. So I'm going to have to read this in parts. It's a bit of a story, so I apologize for the length of this fuckatry, but I can't help it. So earlier today, Sofane made a tweet, the context of which wasn't really clear on, but that's beside the point. So I'm going to read this as we proceed. Sofane says, "The more reactionaries tell me that I must respect the symbols of the state to be worthy of living in the US, the less I feel like they understand what freedom is. The totalitarian one-party state that they are dreaming of is starting to sound pretty fascist to me." So in response to the whole respect the symbols of the state to be worthy of living in the US, I said, as a joke, "Why do you hate Chuck Norris?" And, as I had hoped and as I kind of expected, Sophane liked the tweet, and that was all I was going for. I was just making a joke because I didn't know what he was talking about, but, I was just being a smartass. But then somebody responded to that. They said, ooh, tough one. Because he's a racist dick who spent years being pissed off he wasn't as good as the Asian dude who gave him his start, because of his anti-LGBTQ Christian stances, there's so many reasons he's a jackass. How do you pick only one?
Wait, for real?
Oh.
And I was like, I mean, no, I was completely, not like shocked or something, but I was confused because I was like, okay, well, I mean, obviously there's no inflection in text. So maybe, well, okay, hold on. Okay, so there's no inflection in text. So maybe they thought I was being serious or something. And then it took me a second because I actually had to look at the name of who this person was, because I almost never see the @name of the people when I first look at a tweet. I only see like the big stuff. It's Chrisiosity. I was now this is the part where I was shocked, because you guys, you don't know, or maybe you do. I only first really started paying attention to Twitter when Gamergate started, because you could see like things evolve in real time about that whole thing, and it was more entertaining to watch that than anything else. And in the course of like first coming across people like Sargon and Hagbard and Skeptor and people like that, people from the other side of the equation became figures in their own right. And one of them was Chrisiosity. And this is the first time that I can recall where I've had any kind of contact with a figure from that part of history, let's say, on that side of the equation. Now, I read this and and immediately, as you guys know, my movie trivia / knowledge tends to only appear when there's a trigger phrase or something that activates it, because otherwise I just move through the world like completely oblivious to everything until somebody says something, and suddenly I go, oh, I know some stupid trivia about that. Well, as soon as she said, pissed off at Bruce Lee and racist, I remembered bits and pieces of an interview Chuck Norris did years ago. And I think it was a special feature on like a anniversary edition of Enter the Dragon or something like that, where he talked about his friendship with Bruce Lee. And so I responded. So I'm gonna start going down this. I'm going to read it as a story. I've only ever seen Norris compliment Lee and speak of their friendship. When was he jealous? To be fair, I don't think he always was. It was more of that his particular dreams of movie stardom ever took off the way he wanted, and every time he was interviewed for one of his movies, they asked him about Lee. So he started saying things about how Lee was never a real fighter, the way that he had been and had never had to go through things, but always being pretty diplomatic in public. There are lots of reports that he was a lot less diplomatic. Oh, sorry, I jumped. Sorry, the thing scrolled too far. Sorry. Okay, I've only ever seen him speak of their friendship. Yeah, to be fair, I don't think he always. Okay, to be fair, I don't think he always is. It's more of that particular dreams of movie stardom ever took off the way he wanted to. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking this up. Yeah, hold on. I had to link all these pictures together in order to create the story. And I thought I jumped, but I didn't. So I'm going to slow down. Okay. Starting over with her response after I asked when was he jealous. To be fair, I don't think he always was. It was more that his particular dreams of movie stardom, I think she meant never took off the way he wanted. And every time he was interviewed for one of his movies, they asked him about Lee. So he started saying things about how Lee was never a real fighter, the way that he had been, and had never had to go through things, but always being pretty diplomatic in public. There are a lot of reports that he was a lot less diplomatic in private, but you could probably take that with a grain of salt. My response: he said Lee never fought competitively, which Lee did not. Norris was already a Triple Crown winner by the time he met Lee. So if it's what's been said versus what is rumored to have been said, I guess I'll take the salt. And I posted a clip, or not a clip, but a excerpt of the interview where he talked about that, where, people asked him, could you beat Bruce Lee? And Norris is always very respectful, diplomatic, but he's like, well, Bruce was not a competitive fighter. He didn't compete. He wasn't professionally competitive, whereas I was. So, he was a master tactician. He was very fast and had a lot of technique. So, basically Norris is jumping around the fact that we'll never know what would have happened if they'd actually fought competitively. But given Norris's experience and professional record at that point compared to Bruce Lee, who had none, Norris would have probably beat him. Or at least done a lot better than people would assume. Anyway, so I posted this quote of Norris being very friendly and diplomatic about his relationship with Lee. And then Chrisiosity says, in response to my saying that Lee never competed competitively, she says, he actually did, but that is not a terribly important point. You are free to think whatever you like, of course. Now, if Chrisiosity knows of a time where Bruce Lee competed competitively, that would be history-changing information.
Yeah, So
I said, Bruce Lee fought in competition? When? What title was he going for? And she posted this article from Men's Journal from a couple of years ago. He was said to have fought in Hong Kong, but this can't be verified exactly. He also fought in America, but this is the only fight where video evidence survived. And the link she provided, the video links in the article she provided were dead, but I was able to find what she was referencing, and it's footage from a 1967 Long Beach Karate Championship. However, I said the links there are broken, but what I did find is that while he was at the 67 Long Beach Karate Championships, he was only giving a demonstration and sparring, not fighting in competition. And Chrisiosity said, okay.
So she made a completely definitive statement, started by tearing down her own statement with the fact that it wasn't true and she didn't fully know that it was, and then got proven wrong and just walked the fuck off.
And now to toot my own horn slightly here, this is what you need to do when confronted in a situation like this. When somebody says something, you don't start getting defensive or whatever else. Not that I was being defensive, because it was a joke in the first place. So I had the advantage of I wasn't making a serious comment to Sophie, and I was just making a joke. But if they say something like that, just say, prove it. In one way, shape, or form. Because she says, well, he was a racist. I was like, okay, when? Well, he was, and he said these things, and and he said that Bruce Lee wasn't a real fighter. And I said, well, he said that Bruce Lee never fought competitively, which is true, And if you've got, and so we just proceeded down. And this was my first ever interaction with Chrisiosity. And I think I can say I won. That's not that there was anything to win here, because I wasn't making an argument. I was making a fucking joke, but there you go. And so, if you want to check that out, you can check out Sophane's Twitter. I might post the graphic, but it's really long and thin, so you probably won't be able to read the text if I did, unless you downloaded it, I guess. But anyway, yeah, that's my internet. That is the entirety of my internet fucketry. Satsu, what do you got?
So that article I was telling you about the Rock getting some attention and being unfollowed. There was a group of military men. I can't remember what faction. Just a group of people who named a tank after him. And he was pumped about it because he's like, "Holy shit, a fucking tank! That's awesome!" So he put up a whole bunch of stuff on Instagram and a couple of other places about thank you to the troops. You guys are awesome. I appreciate what you do. I support you. And thanks for naming a fucking tank after me. That's fucking sweet. And people were on his shit like, how could you be excited to be named after something designed strictly to kill? And they were giving him shit. The comments were just so fucking disappointing. I thought you were a better person than that. And people had been unfollowing him for that, just an exodus. I don't think it was as big as the article probably made it seem. But I just thought that was interesting. I was just like, really? This is what people are upset about today? Some other people is just like, I like The Rock. I'm gonna name him after this tank. And The Rock's like, cool, thanks. And they're like, wow, I didn't know you were a terrible human. Everything you've ever done that has ever been decent is now, just throw it in the garbage. And I'm just like, oh, all right, cool. Outside of that, I put up a post earlier revealing the truth, or at least what I think is the truth. Once Trump inevitably loses, because I feel like he's going to. I feel like that statement he made right now is going to snowball, and I think it might take him to the point of no return. But we'll see. That's just my little small prediction. But I said, here's the truth of the situation. The Democrats running for president now, if elected, will absolutely have to carry on securing the American border. The difference is they will do it with kindness. They will separate families and detain illegals with compassion. Because that's what Obama did. Remember? Because everybody's saying like this shit is fucked up, it's wrong, it's cruel. America doesn't need borders. People can't be illegal. And then you're like, but Obama did it. And they're like, yeah, but he fucking kicked all those people out with passion. He did it with compassion. He did it with respect. And he did it out of love. He separated those families, but he did it with a good heart. And I'm like, oh, so that's all it takes. Like, all this shit is perfectly fine as long as you don't say mean things while you do it. And that just kind of highlighted how flimsy everything it is that they stand for, because they're like, it's not inherently bad unless somebody's doing it we don't like. But it can be forgiven if you just, when you do it, you are nice about it. You got, because if you look at Trump's speech versus Obama's speeches when talking about it, Obama always seemed like, kind of sympathetic. He had a position of, I get it. This is hard. This is difficult, but this is how things are. And people are like, oh, Obama's a teddy bear. He's such a sweetheart. He separated those families, but it's cool because he gets it. But Trump is just like, no, get the fuck out of here. And that's not palatable. It's not something that's easy to take in. It's mean and it's dirty. So when you do horrible things, just make sure you do it nicely. Because apparently that's a thing now. What else did I see today? Oh, obviously one thing I noticed, you guys know the big or the little four, the little posse or whatever.
The squad.
Yeah, the squad. Have you guys noticed that everything that they do, you can see kind of like a trail of the other three? Like if any given time one of them does something, the other three follow. They do everything together. Every time they talk about themselves, they mention each other together. But whenever there's a direct attack towards one of them or whatever, or towards any of them in any given situation, for some reason they don't like being talked about as a group. You get what I mean? Like whenever somebody talks about them and they talk about, their little group or their little posse or whatever, they talk about it in a light, like, why are they grouping us all together in this group or whatever? But everything they do together. Whenever one of them tweets something, all four of them retweet it, like almost every single time.
Well, I've said this before. You're going to have the Bengals effect with these four. No, you are, because as much as they all want to be the squad, AOC is their face, and they really don't like that because they're high school girls who want attention.
That's what I thought was weird, because I'm like, everything you do, like no matter what happens, or if anybody, y'all all come to each other's defense. Whenever you're referring to each other, y'all take little group photos together and y'all hold little councils so y'all can all address things at the same time. But then as soon as somebody start referring to y'all as a group, you're like, what the fuck do you mean? Why are you grouped? They're attacking all the POC at once. And it's like, no, y'all are fucking basically one entity at this point. There's nothing one can do without all the rest of them following. That is something that you created. That is the persona that you put out there. But like, and I guess it's convenient because they're like, if we do everything together, if we stick together and we back each other up on everything that the other person says, when one of us attacked, we can always say that this person is attacking all of us. And because we're all brown, it works out. We can always push the narrative that it's racist or, that they're singling us out because of that fact. And it's annoying. It's really fucking irritating, but whatever. That's pretty much the extent of my fuck tree. I'm sure there were other things, but I'm already annoyed enough.
Okay. Let's see, Monkey, what you got?
I do want to address what Satsu said at the beginning there. I don't think this is going to hurt Trump as much as you might think. A month from now, people won't even remember this shit. Again, he stepped on his dick here because it was a dumb timing and everything. But let's see. There's that Chris Pratt thing. A couple of deaths that I didn't even see the one the other day. Pernell Whitaker got hit by a car and died.
Yeah, and John Paul Stevens just died.
Yeah, John Paul Stevens died at 99 to just today. I'm not a huge fan of John Paul Stevens, but he was a long member of the Supreme Court. So thank you for his service, sir, and rest in peace. And Pernell Whitaker, man, he was huge in Virginia, man. He's from Virginia Beach, and to see a boxer go out, like, you don't see that very often. They die in their bed usually. Yeah, he got hit by a car and killed on Sunday. So, damn. Rest in peace, Sweet Pea. Hey. Let's see. We mentioned this briefly at the top of the show, but let's get into this, shall we? Unpopular opinion. White people love dogs so much because deep down they miss owning slaves. They love the owner and master dynamic, desperate for something to control.
Yeah.
That is not an unpopular opinion. That is a moronic one.
And it's yours.
It's really, really stupid.
Yeah.
One, nobody that owns dogs today here in the U.S. owned a slave ever. They have nothing to miss, you fucking idiot. And two, what about why do black people like dogs?
Internalized racism.
Must be. One of the best things under that is one of the first comments is a guy saying, unironically, I don't see why this is unpopular. Apparently somebody ate the lead paint chips. The other one I saw, it just made me laugh, and it was actually not too long ago. Alyssa Milano tweeted out, I'm going to my first fundraiser of the election cycle, and it's for Marianne Williamson. I know, but she's the only candidate talking about the collective soul ache of the nation, and I think that's an important discussion to have. Look for her soon on Sorry Not Sorry. She's going to a fundraiser for this woman, and this is how she... I know. That's not how you talk about somebody you're about to give your name to lend support to, even if you're not lending it in a full-on manner. I know. Like, people are going, Jesus, you're retarded for that. Which you are, by the way, Alyssa, because seriously. But that's how you talk about the candidate? What does the matter with you? I just thought it was funny that she did it that way. I know. Ranting Monkey, do you think the car that hit him was a Porsche Boxer? I see what you did there, Data. I actually don't know what kind of car it was, but yeah, just so tragic, man. So tragic. Sweet Pea going out that way. That's all I got, Scribbles.
All right. Let's see. Well, unless you guys have a deep topic, we can do Mad Libs.
I ain't got no deep topic.
All right. Sorry, I got to do something real quick on the old... thank you, Terry D. Does you ever try to teach a dog to pick cotton? Oh.
Why are you looking for your Mad Lib? I would, as your curiosity thing, I will point out again, This is a woman who blocked me on Twitter because she said I was sexually harassing somebody else by telling them to stop thinking about my dick.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Let's see. Okay, got that out of the way. All right, so I got to see if I've got a Mad Lib that I have not done before. We're going through them two at a time. That okay. Let's see. What's this one? This one's okay. I don't think we've done this one. Hope not. If we have, I don't remember. Maybe you won't either. So, let's see. Assassin of the Grey Scarlet. Who wrote the dog/slave article? It wasn't an article. It was a tweet by some girl. I don't even know her name. Just some random thing. I think I saw it first on Shoe on Head. And yeah, so I don't know. Okay. So, chat, this is what I need from you. I think we had something similar to this before. I just need 3 different plural nouns. So 3 different plural nouns. And put one response into each message you put there. Or if you want to put them as a batch, maybe I'll pick one of your 3 to save yourself some time. But 3 different plural nouns.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
So, Satsu, I need a person you know.
Squishy.
Okay. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Moronic.
Oh, that's a callback. Satsu, I need an adjective.
How about ugly?
Okay. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Deep.
Okay. Satsu, I need an adjective. It's going to be adjectives here for a couple more.
Let's go with purple, because we haven't done colors in a while.
All right. Monkey, and then I need an adjective.
Burned.
And the last adjective, Satsu, I need an adjective.
Warped.
All right. Monkey, I need a city.
Portland.
Okay. And Satsu, strangely enough, I need a color. I know, right?
Blue.
Monkey, I need a plural article of clothing.
Thongs.
Thong, 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 thong. And Satsu, I need a plural noun.
Tacos.
All right, so chat. Plural nouns, plural nouns. Scrolling up a bit. Oh, and Connor Johnson, thank you. Are any of you fans of Picasso's work?
Not
Abstractly.
Really.
You like that? You like that? Let's see. Kukin 1928 says prostitutes. All right, prostitutes. Prostitutes. Okay, who's next? Prospero says sprockets. All right, sounds fine by me. And lastly, Jedi Ghost Bear says battleships. Sure. All right, here we go. This one's called Special Spring Clothing Sale. Squishy has announced that his moronic clothing store in the heart of downtown Portland is having a ugly sale of all merchandise, including deep suits and slightly irregular thongs.
Oh.
Men's cable knit tacos, only $15.99. Hand-woven Italian prostitutes, half price. Double-breasted cashmere sprockets, $50. Genuine imported blue-purple shoes, burned handkerchiefs, and women's embroidered battleships, all at rock-bottom prices. there is a chance to get some really warped bargains.
Sounds like it.
That was odd, but okay. I think we need some more grossedness in the next one. Did I already do this one? Oh, no, this is okay. All right, so no, wait, I think I've done that one. Sorry, guys, I don't want to. I'm running out of them because they don't have many left that we haven't already done. What's this? Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so chat, what I need from you this time, as I scroll back down, I need a plural noun and 2 different verbs. So a plural noun and 2 different verbs. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Diseased.
Diseased. Satsu, I need an adjective.
It's hard to think of new words and try not to go back to the same old shit. How about, I don't know. My brain's not functioning right now. Pick one for me, Scribe.
Same old shit. How about shitty?
Shitty? There you go.
All right. Monkey. Okay, so now you guys, it's nouns all the way down. So just get nouns in your head. Monkey, I need a noun.
Cunt.
Jesus. Satsu, I need a noun.
Apple phone.
Apple phone? Oh, like an Apple phone. Okay, I was like Apple phone. Monkey, I need a noun.
Let's see. Hoof.
Hoof. Okay. Satsu, I need a noun.
Fleshlight. Fleshlight socks. That's what I should say.
Oh, okay, we'll say that for a plural noun. How's that? Monkey, I need a noun.
Terrorist.
Okay. Satsu, I need a noun.
Jack Russell Terrier.
Okay, that's the thing. That's true. Monkey, I need a noun.
Whore.
Oh boy. Satsu, I need a plural noun.
Canned sardines.
Canned sardines. All right. Monkey, I need a plural noun.
Abusive husbands.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. This is going to be funny. Satsu, I need a plural noun.
Sperm banks.
Jesus Christ. All right, on to chat. Chat, I need a plural noun. Plural noun, plural noun. Ebony Williams says mulberries. Sure, why not? Mulberries. Then I need 2 different verbs. James Colley says pegging. Sure, why not? And the last verb, scrolling down, Quinn the Cultist says maim. All right. Oh boy. This one is called The Observatory. Our class went on a field trip to a diseased observatory. It was located on top of a cunt.
Heh.
And it looked like a giant Apple phone with a slit down its hoof.
Okay.
We went inside and looked through a fleshlight, and we were able to see canned sardines in the sky that were millions of abusive husbands away. Oh, God. The men and women who were pegging in the observatory are called sperm banks.
Nice.
God.
And they are always watching for comets, eclipses, and shooting mulberries. An eclipse occurs when a terrorist comes between the Earth and the Jack Russell Terrier, and everything gets shitty.
Nice.
Next week, we plan to maim the Museum of Modern Horror.
Oh God!
Uh
Wow, that was something else.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I think I will post that one to Twitter.
I feel like we should measure things in how many abusive husbands away they are.
Yeah, that is a measure of distance. Like the Millennium Falcon made the Kessel Run in 12 abusive husbands. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your contributions to the Mad Libs. There will be more, most likely on Friday when I host the show again. But for now, it's question time. Or chat time, depending on how you want to render it. So, guys, if you have questions for us, comments, concerns, complaints, conspiracy theories, what's your favorite Chuck Norris movie, if you want to tell us that, or Bruce Lee movie, there's only a few. Put them in the chat now. If you have questions for us directly, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements you'd like us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, your very friendly chat compatriots will explain it to you. Pyrus Creed, Scribe, why don't you do advice columns anymore? Also, the next time Grand Monkey is on, why not do a Mad Lib with her, G-rated, of course. Well, I have every faith that Grand Monkey has a vocabulary. I'm not quite sure she would know how to distinguish a noun from an adjective, though. Maybe with some prompting from Grandpa. But usually by the time we get to Mad Libs, it is awfully late where Grandpa is, and sleepy Grand Monkeys are probably already sleepy.
Oh, God.
So it's not impossible.
Trying to get her to calm down and react in normal fashion would be kind of hard anyway.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Black Twitter is going to lose its shit.
Okay.
Why?
It says here, who the fuck is this dude? Harry Styles and talks to play as Prince Eric.
Yeah.
And the Little Mermaid.
So?
He's white as fuck.
Oh, well, there you go. Ebony and Ivory.
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you want a black Little Mermaid, you're a racist, disgusting piece of shit, and you should kill yourself, right? But those same people I saw, when people was like, well, what if Prince Eric is white? And they was like, they better not have him kissing no disgusting white dude. He better be fucking black. And I'm just like,
This ought to be interesting. Let's see. The other part of Pyrus's question, why don't we do advice columns anymore? They got kind of, I don't know. I kind of found them a little boring after a while. I don't know. What about you guys?
They're hit and miss. It's not something we really plan out. So when we get to them, if we have a good one, it's great. But if we have one that's just like, okay, moving on, it's not so much fun.
We have a birthday. What?
One of the comments on here says, there are plenty of able black actors and actresses for this role. Whitewashing continues.
What? Whitewashing of a character who was originally white. Okay. Anyway, we have a birthday. It's Dom O'Leary's birthday.
Dom O'Leary, it's your birthday. Well, around these parts, this is what we do for birthdays. And this one is just for you. And a 1. And a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Dom O'Leary.
Happy motherfucking birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dom.
Bodacious T. I eated a fork. What do? Die.
See a doctor.
Check Your Logic says, if deporting people with love is morally correct, then is eating meat justified as long as the animal was given very well treatment? Yes.
You got to kill that animal for love.
But you have to honor the animal for giving up its life for your ability to continue.
By fucking it.
And then you fucking stab it in the throat like 4 times.
And then apparently have sexual relations with it, according to Monkey.
He did say that. He said, fuck it.
Yeah, that's your interpretation.
Yeah.
I was trying to remain somewhat monetized, but never mind. W.R. Costin, what is your favorite Chuck Norris meme? I think the one that comes to mind, I don't know if it's my favorite. I'm sure there's better ones out there. The one that comes to mind is like, what's under Chuck Norris's beard? Another fist. Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that a Family Guy thing?
No, Chuck Norris memes have been around forever.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I think I saw that meme because it was like some point in the show. He's like, dude, he does not have a fucking fist in his beard. And Chuck Norris leaned over to him and a fist came out and punched him in the face.
Right. Mono Winter. Lords of the Night. How is Monk's Hobbit Humper?
Swell, thank you.
Swell. Don Vite Rex. Favorite Jackie Chan film? I like Super Cop. But was it Drunken Master?
What was the one that he did with William Wilson, yeah.
Well, there was Shanghai Noon.
The first one of those two, because there was Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights, and I forget which was first.
Shanghai Noon.
Yeah, that was the better of the two. It's still a bad movie, but you're asking about Jackie fucking Chan, so.
Let's see. Full of Malarkey. Scribe, did you hear about all the famous people planning on storming Area 51? Chuck Norris was one of them. Don't believe Bruce Lee will attend. No.
It's racist to say he won't attend.
I guess. Let's see. Sanguine. Satsu and Monkey have trouble with the different parts of speech too, but they are involved.
What?
Huh? I don't know what that means. Midnight Exile. I told you, colonialist white male subjugating savage black woman. Oh God. Oh boy. Yep. Well, get ready for round 2 of controversy and see how the mentality that shamed people. I mean, what is the outrage prepper philosophy on this one? Oh, I can't wait until happens. I don't know.
Are you talking about the Little Mermaid thing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, some people were saying that that it would be problematic if he was white and she was black, because it'd be another story of a black person being taken away from their heritage or their family or whatever for a white man or some shit like that. Or, you know, and I'm just like, that sounds like some white nationalist shit. But, you know, it's okay when you say it, because you say it with kindness.
The Tartan is Scribe Light. Will you ever bring back ads? Ever? Maybe. For a long duration, maybe not. I don't know. Not right now, though. Let's see. Ebony Williams, Scribe, ever thought about having your sister on? If yes, what would be her title? I have thought about it. The only hesitancy we both have is that she would inadvertently give something away about who she is or who I am or that kind of thing, or where we are. As far as her title, I haven't even thought of it. If it had to be a P word, God, I don't know. Honestly, I do not know. I thought about having her do I do a Familiar with the Matter with her regarding doing stand-up comedy, but it'd probably be pre-recorded because, again, she'd probably end up. I mean, she's even afraid of it when we talked about saying stuff that would, like, name people or situations that she wouldn't want out there. So we'll see. Let's see. Pirates Creed. Why are there 5 members of the Three Stooges? Well, because they rotated at certain points. Curly left and Curly Joe came in and so on. That's just the way it was.
Aren't there only ever 3 at a time?
Yes, so far as I know. There was Larry, Moe, Curly, and Curly Joe, and there was another one, and Shemp. That's what it was, Shemp. Yeah. Let's see. Nothing for you here. This one isn't as cringe as usual. Got to give you 6 out of 10, guys. Scribe didn't have enough coke in his voice. Oh, for the song? Coke in my voice? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Sanguine says, Scribe Light, you said you weren't sure if Grand Monkey could do the Mad Libs because she might have trouble with the parts of speech. Oh, I see. Okay. Context. It's all about context. Cynical Lindsay. So if automation is sexist, wouldn't Rosie the robot potentially losing her job be considered sexist? No, because robots don't have genders. Or am I now sexist for saying that?
Yes. Always go with your sexist.
Oh, okay. Quinn the Cultist, Lords of the Night. How do you feel about World War I army songs? I have no opinion.
No opinion.
Okay. Midnight Exile, Scribelight, your sister does stand up? Yo, hook me up with the digits. No. Let's see. James Colley, can't you just see the Little Mermaid and Prince kiss and White Snake song, Is This Love, playing in the background? Is this love? Oh, that I'm feeling. Is this the love that I've been searching for? All right. Let's see. Mr. Monopoly says, Chuck Norris's favorite element is the element of surprise. Yes. Gulf City Peterbilt Confederacy 379. Tell that to the Autobots, Scribelight. The Autobots don't have genders. I'm sorry. They have voice boxes and you know they have frames, but no. And wasn't there only like one girl Autobot that showed up at one point in like the movie, or was there one previous to that?
No clue.
I don't know. I thought there was like the Smurfette of the Autobots showed up in the War for Cybertron movie. Motto Winter, Lords of the Night, when will y'all do a drunk stream? Well, Monkey can't drink when he's taking his pills, so far as I recall.
I can. They just it makes me sleepy.
Okay. I don't know. Satsu, do you drink?
I do, but it's not a good thing.
Yeah, okay. Midnight Exile, Scribelight, I'll buy champagne. I get that good Wave Clicquot. I don't even know what that. I'm assuming that's. Wait, you're trying to. You want to date my sister? Or are you bribing me with champagne? I'm confused.
I get honest in a very controversial way when I get.
Oh, well, then we should do it on D Live then. Let's see. Minions of the Zoo. Scribelight. In Beast Wars, there were a number of robots or robo-tits. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I can believe that. I'm talking about like the original Transformers troupe. Quinn the Cultist. Who is your favorite Autobot or Decepticon? Ooh, my favorite Decepticon is Soundwave because he had the cool voice and he just looked the coolest, I thought.
Starscream, even though he's a moron, he turned into a cool jet, man.
Megatron! Yeah. What about you, Satsu? You got a favorite Autobot or Decepticon?
Probably Bumblebee. I don't know why. I just like him.
Monkey, who's your favorite GoBot?
The little Jeep. I don't know his name.
Oh.
The little army Jeep guy.
I like Psykill. Psykill. That was the one toy I had of the GoBot. Actually, I had Leader 1 and I had Psykill. And my neighbor friend had Scooter. Yeah. I think that's about it. Mr. Monopoly, Scribelight, is there a movie you have watched that Monkey hasn't watched? Yes.
Sure, there's plenty.
There's tons. I'm pretty sure Monkey has not seen Medicine Man with Sean Connery.
Not that I remember.
Yeah. You should, though. It's great. I just got a copy of it on DVD because it was a cheapo I found when I was ordering my other stuff. Let's see. James Colley says, Scribe Light, technically, there were 2 different female Transformers. A ninja, then a pink one that was left on Cybertron, which came out before the movie. Oh, I didn't know about the ninja one. Ginger Power, Starscream was also Cobra Commander and the original voice of Mr. Burns. Yes, I forget what his name was, but I think he passed away several years ago. But yeah, the same guy that did that voice, he did a whole bunch of character voices over time. Yeah, he was Cobra Commander and Starscream. Angry Illinoisian says, Turbo best GoBot. Psycho. Daniel Fullman, did an earthquake just hit California again? I don't know. Let me refreshing news. No, I don't. At least CNN doesn't have it. Let's see. Any quakes going on in the news? Magnitude. No, it's from the July 12th. Nothing's been reported. Oh wait. Magnitude 4.4, 36 miles from Ridgecrest, California. That says July 16th, 10:29 p.m., but it's not 10:29 p.m. So maybe? Hard for me to say right now. Oh, yeah, earthquakes rattle the Bay Area, shaking hits along fault to north of Livermore. Okay, yeah, this just happened... Wow. Yeah, just a few minutes ago. So good call there. The Bay Area was rattled Tuesday by a magnitude 4.3 earthquake and a magnitude 3.5 aftershock that hit in the East Bay near Livermore, California. The magnitude 4.3 quake at 1:11 p.m. was felt over a wide area of the East Bay and as far away as San Francisco and San Jose. Yeah, so I guess that was several hours ago, but it's only now showing up in the news. But yeah, so another minor. This is a different area, different spot. Uh-oh. I wonder. I don't know.
One, then.
Still, different earthquakes of similar magnitude in different areas on the same. I don't know if that means something because I'm not a seismologist. Full of malarkey. If you could ask Steve Shives or Trump one question, what would it be, and to whom would you ask? Well, I have nothing I'd want to ask Steve Shives. I don't care about Steve Shives. Trump, what question would I ask him? Well, here's the thing. Would they have to answer honestly? I would assume they have to answer honestly. Gosh, what would I ask Trump? I'd want. No, I get that out of a book.
I know.
I want to know.
Shives.
What'd you ask?
Do your lips produce their own gloss?
Monkey, what were you gonna say?
I'd ask Trump how much thought he puts into it before he tweets.
I would ask him what his next 4D chess move is. And if he gives me an answer that actually comes to fruition, I take back everything I've said about his lack of 4D chess skills to this point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I was just like, oh, well, maybe it was all planned. Let's see. Well, everybody's asking these questions. Cynical Lindsay, what is your favorite food that you'd consider a guilty pleasure? Oh, a guilty pleasure. I don't know that I have any guilty pleasure foods, unless it's like I feel guilty having it because it's unhealthy for me, I suppose. I don't know. Guilty pleasure. Maybe wine. I don't know. Do you guys have any guilty pleasure foods?
Not really. I eat bull crap and I know it, and I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, not really.
I'm not ashamed of the foods that I like to eat. It's like, or would be unwilling to admit it. Let's see. Data Wasteland says none of these guys have seen the movie Support Your Local Sheriff. I did years ago. I mean, I barely remember anything about it, but I think I watched it with my parents or something.
I know the name of it.
Yeah, I know I've seen it. Okay. Let me try. Who was? Isn't it really old, like early 70s or something? Because I know it's a Western because my dad was a big fan of Westerns. He still is a Western. Rockford. It was a Rockford. I mean, I know that's not the actor's name. The guy who played Rockford Files guy.
Garner?
Yeah, James Garner. That's it. Yeah, it wasn't a James Garner movie. Am I wrong? I was trying to remember. I remember his face, and my first thought, of course, was Rockford. That's all I remember. Western Rockford. If that helps, because he was also Maverick, wasn't he? James Garner, the original Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's how I made the connection. Anyway. Let's see. Faithful says, yes, Garner. Jim Beams is correct. Okay, yeah, it was Garner. Okay. I'm not completely. Assassin the Grey, 1969, starring James Garner. Okay. Oh, it's 69? Okay, it wasn't 70s. But Mr. Monopoly, Scribe, have you seen the movie Rush Hour? Yes, with Jackie Chan and Chris what's his name? Yeah, Chris Tucker. That is a crazy story because that movie did so ridiculously well, and Chris Tucker was able to demand like a $12 million paycheck for doing a sequel or something like that. It was some ridiculous amount of money, and they actually paid him, because that was one of those sort of like sleeper hits or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Don Muller, Lords of the Night, kiss Shives on the lips, chew on his hat for a little bit, or have him kick you in the nutsticks. What kind of choices are these? I mean, no.
None.
The answer is no. The answer is no. Just give me fun choices, or at least choices that would be difficult to make a choice between. Like this redhead versus that redhead. Oh man, that'd be a tough one. Amongst other things. Let's see. Ebony Williams, Lords of the Night. What will you be like in your twilight years? Probably deaf and brainless, because if I follow in the footsteps of my forebears, I'll lose my hearing and I'll have Alzheimer's. So I'll be drooling and in a cone of silence. How do you like that? Does that cheer you up? What about you guys? You have any idea?
Probably crippled and unable to move. Thanks for making me think about it.
Yeah, thanks, Lowe's. Yeah, that's great. What about you, Satsu? Black don't crack, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You'll have gray hair, I figure.
I don't know. If I'm not fine, I'm sure Squishy would have fucking had me taxidermed or some shit.
She's got you stuffed and sitting on the couch in like the perpetual like cuddle position, so she can just like snuggle up next to you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Grillin' Pirate Pete. What was the name of the Western starring Harrison Ford as a bandit and Gene Wilder as a rabbi? Oh god, was that the Frisco Kid?
Beats the fuck out of me.
I'm going to guess the Frisco Kid, because I can't think of many Westerns that Gene Wilder was in aside from Blazing Saddles. Dark Shade. Hey, Monkey and Monkey's D Team. Oh, now we're the D Team? Wait, or was the D Team Monkey in the Morning?
No, you got downgraded to the D Team because of us.
I got downgraded to the D Team? I must have missed that.
Yeah, there was something you said during one of our streams where they were like, oh, fuck that, Scribe. You're downgraded. Okay.
Well, if I'm on the D Team, I got the D. That's right. Oh, wait, no, Monkey's D Team. Oh, no, I don't want to be on Monkey's D Team. Assassin the Gray says, the Frisco Kid. Yay. Tom O'Leary, Lords of the Night. Okay, Scribe, kiss this redhead or that redhead? Are they female, both of them, or are you trying to surprise me? Ebony Williams, Scribe, what's your second favorite hair color on a woman? Well, I have been known in the past to be attracted to goth girls, so I will say black hair. Like, I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be dyed black hair, but I suppose that might help. I suppose. Now gothy redheads. Oh man, I'm dead. I'm just dead. Right there. Moonshock, what's Lords of the Night's favorite filling for donuts? I usually just like plain donuts, or at least donuts without filling. But
that vanilla pudding.
That's yeah, really I guess if I had to, like that custard kind of stuff.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
I suppose.
Not to be confused with cream. That's disgusting.
Yeah, no, not cream. Although if I had to have a filling elsewise, maybe either strawberry or raspberry, something like that.
I like jelly-filled donuts.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Gulf City Peterbilt Confederacy 379. Scribe Light. So hot for vamp candy? No. Let's see. Sinatra says goth redheads is just ugh. Is that a like you're having an orgasm ugh, or you're like barfing somewhere? I don't know.
I would be barfing somewhere. The goth look only works with the black hair. Maybe a dark purple, but that red is like Jesus fuck.
Nope, dude. I'll tell you what. In my Vampire the Masquerade LARPing group, I mean, granted, not everybody can pull it off. Some are better than others, but it can work. Sinatra said, it's just amazing. Yep. Check Your Logic says, Larry died January 1975. Mo died May of 1975. That's sad. I mean, I know they were old then, but still. Let's see. Gulf City Peterbilt Confederacy. Vamp is a goth redhead, and she's good looking. Yeah, but isn't she Tonka Saw's girlfriend or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I say because it's a switch in me. I generally don't lust after people who are already involved in that way. That's not to say I can't look at like a model or something and think that they're hot, even if they're married to somebody. But like that particular kind of, if I know it's like I'm pretty sure Lilith Lust has a relationship with somebody, right? So I'm attracted to her mightily, but there's that one little area that somehow my brain or whatever just won't cross, knowing that she's involved. It's some instinctual thing, I guess. I don't know, something like that. Let's see. Snubber says Scribe would be a 5 times upgrade from Tonka. I appreciate that, I guess. Cynical Lindsay, have you seen Blood Rain, the game, not the movie? I consider myself straight, but I'd let her seduce me. Well, unless they're more recently rendered characters, I don't really get attracted to video game characters that much. Non-Vitae Rex, thank you so much. You want me to go tell Joe Danby that he's under arrest for murder? What are you going to do after he kills me? Then I'll arrest him for both murders. Support your local sheriff. Watch it, folks. Yeah, that's funny. James Colley, am I the only one who would do sexy stuff with Zoe Quinn? At this stage of the game? No, because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of sycophants that would love to love her. So, you're not.
With Zoe Quinn?
Yeah, I wouldn't be one of those people, but you're not the only one. I am almost definitely sure.
I thought Zoe Quinn was trans.
No. She used to do new modeling before she got all Gamergate famous.
I swear to God, I thought Zoe Quinn was trans.
No, you're probably thinking of what's her name? The one that is the one who was trying to run for office. Huh?
I don't know.
No, you're thinking of an individual who's involved in Gamergate. I just suddenly can't remember her name. Monkey, who was that?
I think it's Brianna Wu.
Brianna Wu. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's
okay. I was right.
Yeah, okay. Brianna Wu. No, Zoe Quinn.
Wait. Brianna Wu's a trans?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yes. Brianna
I didn't
was-
know that.
Seriously?
Yeah, I just thought she was an ugly chick.
Nope. Wow, okay. That's super old news, but not to Monkey. Well, with that, I guess, how the hell did we arrive at Brianna Wu? But there we are. That's going to end the show, guys, because by the time I finish this, it'll be top of the hour. End of the show. So everybody, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. As you guys always do, you guys are honestly the best audience in the world. We would have only half as much of a show without you. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though all of you are so well behaved. Our moderators have very little to do, as far as I can tell. And everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. It will all go towards Goldfish, Dr. Pepper, and other nefarious foods I'm not ashamed to eat, because I have no shame when it comes to the foods I like. Well, no, I like those too. But anyway, guys, remember, per usual, over tomorrow we'll be on Monkey's channel, over on his channel at the usual time. Are you guys streaming tonight? I forget.
No.
Tonight's your night off. That's right. But I believe there's something going on over at Jack Gunsky's channel tonight. Maybe, I don't know. You might go check it out. He might be doing stuff. But otherwise, guys, Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me as always.
Mm-hmm.
Chrisiosity, wherever you are, I appreciate the conversation. It was entertaining. The rest of you, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
And I am once more consulting my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism. Flipping to Ye Random Page. And, okay. Today's secret word is stereo.
Hey.
I suppose so.